Hi and hello, Rays fans, and welcome to this presentation of Rays Baseball. Rays return home to Tropicana Field, where they will start this homestand off with a 3-game series against the Kansas City Royals. The Rays riding high, coming in at 11-15. The Royals at 11-13. It's Blake Snell versus Heath Fillmyer. The starter for the Rays today, it's Blake Snell. Snell is 0-2 on the season with a 2.03 ERA. In his last start, he took a loss versus the Toronto Blue Jays, went 5 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, walked a man, and struck out 8. The first man he'll face is the switch hitting shortstop, Alberto Mondesi. Mondesi batting .213 on the season. He'll get things started off here in Tropicana Field. Rays riding a 3-game winning streak, and here's the first pitch of the evening, and it's low for ball 1. The lineup that Blake Snell will be facing tonight: leading off at shortstop, Alberto Mondesi. Batting second, the DH Nicky Lopez. Batting third, the second baseman Whit Merrifield. Batting cleanup, the right fielder Jorge Soler. Batting fifth, the third baseman Hunter Dozier. Batting sixth and catching Salvador Perez. Batting seventh and playing first base Ryan O'Hearn. Batting eighth, the left fielder Alex Gordon. And batting ninth and playing center, it's Brett Phillips. Defensive lineup behind Snell, it's Renfroe in left, Kiermaier in center, Meadows in right, as that'll be a leadoff walk to Mondesi to get things started. And then across the infield from left to right, it's Wenzel at third, Adames at short, Lau at second, and Choi at first. That leadoff walk to Mondesi will bring up Nicky Lopez, who's batting just .115 on the year. He's in the DH spot here tonight. It's be Alberto Mondesi, Nicky Lopez, and Whit Merrifield to get things started here in the first, as that's going to be a first pitch out. The speedy Mondesi stayed put at first base. They couldn't quite time up the potential steal attempt, and it'll be 1-0. Throw to first. Mondesi slides in safe. Another pitch out, and Mondesi once again does not go. So Snell obviously concerned about Mondesi running here with no outs, as now the count to Lopez is 2 balls and no strikes. And here's the 2-0. He's going to run this time. To throw from Perez from his knees will not be in time. Was fumbled with from Adames anyway. Mondesi with a good jump, and he's going to pick up a stolen base after a leadoff walk. And that'll get a man in scoring position early here for Kansas City. That one taken for strike 1, and it's 3 balls and a strike. That fastball in there at 97. The Royals coming into tonight at 11-13, the third place in the American League Central. 5 games back of the Twins, who are 17-9. Here's a 3-1 to Lopez. And it's fouled. Count will be full. The Rays, after a 3-game winning streak and closing out the season series with a season series victory against the Astros, they are now 11-15. Good for 4th in the American League East. They're 6 games back of the Yankees, who are 17-9. As Meadows is going to go back to the wall, and that baby is out of here. With no outs in the first, it's a 2-run homer for Nicky Lopez. That's his first homer of the season. He gives the Royals a 2-0 lead, as now Snell has given up a couple of earned runs early. And that'll get things started for the road team. And now with the bases clear and still nobody out, a 9-game hitting streak, it's Whit Merrifield. Merrifield batting .344 in the season. That one low. Ball 1. The home plate umpire calling the balls and strikes tonight, it's Daryl Parker. And that one put into play, but it's right to the shortstop, Adames, who makes a quick flip to first to get the first out of the inning. It'll be Whit Merrifield grounding into a 6-3. And now with one out and the base is still clear, it's the cleanup man Jorge Soler. Soler is 303 on the season. Led the American League in home runs in 2019. That was with the Minnesota Twins. That one taken inside, and it's ball one. For the Rays in the bottom of this inning, when we finally get there, it'll be G-Man Choi, Austin Meadows, and Brandon Lau. Snell, a guy we expected to have probably a good start against this Royals lineup, has struggled early. He's only gotten one out. And the 2-run blast. Nicky Lopez's first of the season. Now he's got a 3-0 count to the slugger Soler, and here it is. Taken for strike one. That's been the main issue for Rays starters this year. When they struggle with control, you walk some men, that's where you really get into some trouble. As the cut and a miss has the count 3-2. Snell walked the leadoff man here in the first, and he ended up coming around to score on a 2-run homer. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count to the cleanup man Jorge Soler, and here's the payoff. And it's popped up, a good pop in the bat, but chased by the center fielder Kiermaier. He's there in center to make the catch for out number 2. And now it'll be Hunter Dozier. Dozier is 314 on the season. 5 home runs, 12 runs batted in. A bit of an underrated Royals lineup. They're a couple of games under 500. Rays return to Tropicana Field tonight for the final homestand of the month of April. It'll be a 3-game set against the Royals and a 3-game set against the Cleveland Indians before they head out west for another road trip. Rays have not been so good here at home. They went 1-5 in the opening homestand, including a sweep to the Yankees, and then the last time they were here, they didn't fare much better, a sweep at the hands of the Blue Jays and a series loss to the Houston Astros. They just came back from a quick one-series road trip, a 4-game set with the Astros. If they won 3-1, here's the 2-2 to Dozier, and it's fouled away. Something not uncommon with the Rays to see him a bit better on the road, especially early in the season. And that one hit right up against Snell. He's going to have to hurry to get the play at first, and there is no play. It'll be a base hit for Hunter Dozier. Blake Snell couldn't quite corral it, and he's given up his second hit of the inning. And that'll keep things going for Salvador Perez, the catcher. .25 pitches already for Snell. It's been quite some time since they had a pitcher go legitimately deep. Charlie Morton went 6 innings yesterday. Gave him a good start. Got his 3rd win of the season. Blake Snell looking for his first, in fact. Only 2.03 ERA headed into the contest, but 0-2 as we mentioned. Here's the 0-2 to Perez, and it's low for ball 1. In 2019, the Rays were 4-3 against the Royals, including a sweep here at Tropicana Field. Then they had a tough time out in Kansas City. That included at your traditional doubleheader. That, if I'm not mistaken, the Rays lost both games. Here's the 2-2. And it's low for ball 3. Another full count issued by Snell. Not necessarily a matter of control, but just the Royals easily laying off of the off-speed stuff. As he got a cut and miss. Chased the fastball high. Corralled by Perez, but the throw is off. And the inning will continue. It'll be a strikeout, and a wild pitch will be the score's decision. So it will be charged to Snell, but he does pick up the strikeout. That's his first of the day. But that'll keep the inning going. Now it's the first baseman, Ryan O'Hearn. Blake Snell has given the Royals a slew of extra outs, as now they are down to the bottom part of their lineup with men at first and second and 2 outs. Here for the first baseman, Hearn. Hearn is 205 on the year. And that one has put a shot on and chased by the right fielder, Meadows. And now that baby is out of here. The Royals given a couple extra outs. Now put their second homer of the inning. That 3-run shot from Ryan O'Hearn was his 7th of the year. It's now 5-0 Kansas City. Third hit given up by Snell. His tally is now at 4 earned runs because a strikeout and wild pitch. Well, I guess maybe that would be charged to him if it's a wild pitch. So 5 earned runs already in the first. He could have gotten out of it, but a bad throw, really, from Michael Perez at the catcher position kept the inning going and allowed Ryan O'Hearn to get a blast. And now it's Alex Gordon who is batting .270 on the year, as the Royals are all the way down to 8th in the order. This game has gotten out of hand in a hurry. The Rays have looked so good the past few days. Cutting a miss from Gordon. Now it's 0-2, and you wonder how many more innings you're going to be getting out of Snell. Could be a potential 3 or 4 inning day from a pitcher the Rays desperately need to succeed. Is that one grounded to Lau, and his throw to first is good to finally retire the side. But Blake Snell gives up a couple of homers here in the top of the frame. 5 earned runs. It's now 5-0 Royals. The starter for the Royals, he'll come in pitching with a sizable lead. It's Heath Fillmyer. Fillmyer is 1-1 on the season with a 3 ERA. In his last start, he had a no decision versus the Baltimore Orioles. Went 6 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, walked a man, and struck out 2. The first man he'll face is the first baseman Ji-Man Choi. Hit home runs in back-to-back games in that Houston series, including a solo shot yesterday. What they would pour on in an 8-0 victory. They're down 5 here in the bottom of the first, as at least they know early on what they're going to have to put up if they want to give themselves a chance. So the lineup that Fillmyer will face as he's pitching with a 5-run lead, it's leading off at first base Ji-Man Choi, batting second. The right fielder Austin Meadows batting third. The second baseman Brandon Lau batting cleanup. The left fielder Hunter Renfroe batting fifth. The third baseman Joey Wendell batting sixth. The DH Jose Martinez batting 7th, the shortstop Willie Adames batting 8th, the center fielder Kevin Kiermaier batting 9th, and catching it's Michael Perez. The defensive alignment here for the Royals: in left field it's Alex Gordon, in center field Phillips, right field Soler, and then in the infield from left to right Dozier at third, Mondesi at short, Merrifield at second, and O'Hearn at first. As Fillmyer gets a strikeout of Choi there in the first batter that he faces. A strikeout looking for Choi puts Fillmyer on the board with a strikeout. Now it'll be Austin Meadows. Meadows is .240 on the season with 12 runs batted in and 5 home runs. The Rays down 5 here early in this contest, and here's the 1-0. And it's put into play, and it's going to get through for a base hit. A 1-out single for Austin Meadows to get the hitting started for the Rays, as they look back to maybe get back a couple of runs here. It'll now be Brandon Lau. Brandon Lau, .227 on the year, 12 runs batted in and 5 home runs. He's got Meadows at first with 1 out. A throwback to first was high, but a nice grab by O'Hearn prevents any type of funny business. And now the 0-1 to Lau is cut on a miss, and it's 0-2. Got him with the off speed. And the top of the second for the Royals, they'll finish out the bottom of the order with Brett Phillips and then go right back to the top with Mondesi and Lopez. A good take by Lau, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Out and fouled back, and it'll stay 1-2. A good at-bat now for Lau. He now takes another pitch and a 2-strike count. Showing some patience. The count is now even at 2-2. Philmeyer will have to pitch to him. He won't there, and now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The slugger Renfroe is on deck, so maybe a chance to really reset this game. And now the payoff to Lau is fouled back. Went with the fastball high and inside. Lau laid on the pitch and fouls it right back to the backstop. And then another 3-2, and that one's fouled away as well. Quite a lengthy at-bat for Lau, as he is getting a great look at the Royals' Heath Philmeyer. A righty on lefty matchup, and here's another 3-2. And that one is popped up, but short. The center fielder is chasing. He's going to make a run and catch all the way out near the track. It's Phillips there. And now with 2 outs, Meadows will stay at first, and it'll be Hunter Renfroe. So a nice at-bat for Lau, but ultimately didn't amount to anything. It's now Hunter Renfroe, who's .223 on the year. 11 runs batted in, 7 homers. Over half of his RBIs have been solo shots, which is just kind of how this race season has gone. When they're on, they are on. And when they are not, they are not. They're down 5-0 here in the first. That one high to Renfroe, and it's ball 2. So it looks like Philmeyer is having maybe a bit of trouble finding the zone here early. A good sign for the Rays. Is that one inside, and it's 3-0. The contact hitter, Joey Wendell, on deck. The Rays would love to see him with men on base against the righty. A 3-0 take for strike 1 there. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Meadows at first, 2 outs. Rays trail 5-0. And that one is put into play, and it's going to go fair. It's going to roll all the way down near the wall. It's going to put runners at first and second with now 2 outs. A single down the left field line for Renfroe will keep this inning going. A pitch right down the middle, and Renfroe hits against the shift, something we have become so accustomed to with these Rays this year. Now it's Joey Wendell with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. The contact lefty against the righty pitcher, as that one is fouled back. Joey Wendell, .274 in the season, 9 runs batted in, no homers yet. He went 4 for 5 yesterday, 3 singles and a double. Knocked in a few runs, and now the 0-1 to him is fouled back, and now quickly 0-2. Just as a refresher, it's Austin Meadows at second, and Hunter Renfroe now at first. No balls, 2 strikes, the count to Wendell, and here's the pitch from Philmeyer, and it's going to be put into play, but foul. Wendell trying to pull a single down the line just as Renfroe did, and now the count will stay put at 0-2. Another foul ball. 24 pitches for Philmeyer here in this inning. He's given up a couple of hits, and now the 0-2 to Wendell is inside. A good take, and it's 1-2. Jose Martinez, the DH, is warming on deck. And that one is another foul ball. Good contact made by Wendell, but can't seem to put it in fair territory. A ball and 2 strikes is the count with a couple of men on. That one inside, and it's 2-2. It's been a busy first inning for both sides. And the appeal, they're going to say no go, and the count to Wendell is full. He's worked an 8-pitch at bat. He was down no balls, 2 strikes, and some good takes. And now the count is full. Here's the payoff. And that one is picked, flied up, and it's the right fielder chasing, and he makes a run and catch on the track near the wall. Wendell gave that one a chance, but it was caught by the right fielder. At the end of 1, the Rays trail 5-0. It's Brett Phillips to get this inning started against Blake Snell. Phillips is 143 on the year. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitter, so Phillips. Then we go back to the top for Mendezi and Lopez. A cut and a miss, and it's quickly 1-2. In the first inning, Snell gave up 3 hits and walked a man, 5 earned runs to his name. As that one is popped up, but chased by the left fielder Renfroe, and he's under it for out number 1. Now there's one away here in the second. A fly out to left, and now it's Alberto Mondesi up again. The leadoff man walked. His first time against Snell. Came around to score after a stolen base on a Nicky Lopez home run. Snell will see Lopez as well in this inning, as he's looking to have a cleaner second. If you're looking for a silver lining, I've got a couple for you. Of course, it's still early in this ball game. The Rays, with 8 innings left to work with, they're down 5. But you gotta like how the hitters, at least in the top of the order, looked against the Royals' Heath Fillmyer. A couple hits and a really good at-bat worked by Joey Wendell. That one, with a little more pop, could have been out of there. That would have been a 3-run shot, but it falls just short into the glove of Jorge Soler. The 3-0 here to Mondesi, and it's in there for strike 1. That one at 98. So Snell putting some zip on the baseball, but can't seem to fit it in the zone more often than not. 3 balls a strike. The count to the leadoff man. And that one is popped up. And it's the right fielder Meadows underneath it, so a lot of fly balls here for Snell. He retires Mondesi on a fly out to right, and now with the bases clear and 2 outs is Nicky Lopez. Lopez homered off of Snell in just the second at bat of the game. He came into this contest only batting .115. It was a lefty-on-lefty matchup as well. So really just a strange kind of thing that happened. It was a weird inning overall. The Rays gifted the Royals a couple of extra outs, and they took advantage with another home run. They now lead 5-0. But don't tune your television sets just yet. We've got a lot still for you. A ball and a strike. The count to Nicky Lopez, and here it is, a cut and a miss. The fastball low, and it's 1-2. It'll be Jose Martinez, Willie Adames, and Kevin Kiermaier in the bottom of the second. Perez calling for the high pitch, and it's outside. Ball 2. And he got him to chase. Snell will get out of this inning clean. 1-2-3. Gets revenge against a couple of guys that got to Snell. As we head to the bottom of the second, it is 5-0 Royals. It'll be the DH Jose Martinez here to get things started against Fillmyer. Jose Martinez is batting .171 on the year. 2 runs batted in and a home run. That one high for ball 1. It was just Charlie Morton and Brendan McKay as far as the pitchers were concerned against the Astros yesterday, so the bullpen in relatively fresh shape. Don't see need in using an A bullpen anytime soon, but you have guys like Peter Fairbanks. Brendan McKay would obviously be out of the picture after pitching 3 innings yesterday. He would be the most likely candidate, if not for that. But maybe even perhaps Colin Poche and Oliver Drake. Maybe even a Diego Castillo. As that one is driven foul by Martinez on a 2-1, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 33 pitches here for Heath Fillmyer. Gave up a couple of hits in the first inning, but no runs. As a good take by Martinez and another full count. Fillmyer has issued quite a few of those. And here's the payoff to the DH, and it's fouled away down the right field line. The count will stay full. Martinez, Adames, and Kiermaier here to come to the plate in the second. Another 3-2 to Martinez, and it is high for ball 4. A leadoff walk worked by the DH Martinez, as that will put a man on. First walk of the day issued by Fillmyer. And now it's the shortstop, Willie Adames. Adames is .185 on the year, 8 runs batted in and 2 home runs. The first pitch to Willie is outside for ball 1. Fillmyer really has struggled a bit with his control. The Rays, as they have done so well in the recent stretch, seeing pitches incredibly well. As that one is popped up, but it's going to be shallow for the left fielder Gordon, and he's under it for out number 1. Martinez will stay at first. That one looked like a good launch angle for Willie, but popped it really straight up. And now with 1 away and 1 on, it's Kevin Kiermaier. Kevin Kiermaier, 171 is the batting average, 18 runs batted in, and 5 homers. He's tied for the team lead in runs batted in, despite mainly batting in the bottom part of the order. Ji-Man Choi is also tied for first with 14. As that one is put into play, and it's 0-1. As he fouled it away into foul territory along the right field line. And here's the 0-1. As that one, will it go? That baby is out of here. Just like that, the Rays have sliced the Kansas City Royals lead. It's now 5-2. 2-run homer for Kevin Kiermaier, his 6th of the year. As now he takes the team lead in runs batted in. It'll score Martinez from first. Kevin Kiermaier seeing a nice pitch that he liked from Philmaier, a righty on lefty matchup. In the bottom part of the order, Kiermaier, a fan favorite here in Tropicana Field, gives the Rays fans something to cheer about. Here on this Friday night, 409 feet the distance, 105 miles an hour off the bat, an absolute smoke show for Kevin Kiermaier, as that is now the 3rd hit allowed by Philmaier in the 2nd earned run. As that's what we talked about in the top of this inning. The Rays, you got to like their chances after how they looked against Philmaier in the first frame. Both starting pitchers have not looked incredibly well or sharp. A cut and a miss from the catcher present. It's a bonus strike. The Rays finishing out the bottom part of their order. It's the 9-man, the catcher, Michael Perez. Perez 164 in the year. 6 runs batted in and a home run. It'll be back to the top for Ji-Man Choi next. As the Rays finally get on the board, and that one is going to be just foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. The catcher, and it's fouled. The catcher going for the high pitch, and it is, and it's popped right up. Chased by the first baseman O'Hearn, and he's there in foul territory in front of the home bullpen for out number 2. So the catcher Perez pops up to the first baseman, and with the bases clear and 2 outs, it's the leadoff man Ji-Man Choi. He struck out against Philmaier his first time up. You got to think he'll fare a little bit better this time around. The Rail starter perhaps a bit rattled. Gave up a 2-run shot to Kevin Kiermaier that got the crowd real interested in this one. Something to note also, the Royals defense is shifted way inside. Ji-Man Choi, we've seen him hit the opposite way. Against the shift. Something really a lot of Rays hitters have done. And then 2-0 to Choi. And that one is put into fair territory, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Choi gets on the board in the scorebook with a 2-out single, as now the pitching coach is going to come out to have a chat with Philmaier. As his second inning will keep going. He's near 50 pitches now. Has not imploded quite as Blake Snell has, but we're nearing that territory. Is now a Rays slugger. One of them, Austin Meadows, at the plate. Meadows is 1 for 1 with a single, with Choi at first and 2 outs. 5 home runs for Meadows on the season. You would love to see him put one in the seats and cut the Royals' lead to just 1. As that one is popped up, the center fielder Phillips is going to go back. He's running near the wall, and that one is off the wall. Choi is going to go to third, and he's going to come around to score. It's going to be an RBI double for Austin Meadows, as that has cut the Royals' lead now to 2. A hot shot off the bat for Meadows. Went all the way down to the wall. His 9th double of the year. His 2nd hit of the day, and now the Rays have really made this game interesting. 4th hit allowed for Philmaier, and his 3rd earned run. It's Brandon Lau up now. He worked a nice at-bat against Phil Meyer, but ended up flying out to center. He's got Meadows in scoring position. Here with 2 outs. That one is put, and that one is going to get down for a base hit. Meadows is going to round to score. Will the throw be in time? It's not. It is now 5-4 Rays. An RBI single for Brandon Lau. Actually, no, it'll be an error by the first baseman, O'Hearn. So scratch that. Brandon Lau reaches base on an E3. A missed glove play by the first baseman, but it will score. Meadows from second regardless. And that will not be an RBI for Lau. It's Hunter Renfroe up here. Renfroe singled in the first. He's got Brandon Lau at first base. As the Rays have nearly come all the way back after allowing a nightmarish 5-run first inning. The 2-0 to Renfroe is high for ball 3. It'll be Merrifield, Soler, and Dozier for the Royals. As that's going to be a 4-pitch walk issued to Renfroe, and that will keep the inning going. 57 pitches now for Philmeyer. He's not even through 2 yet. As the Rays keep this baby going, they've already put up 4 runs here in the frame. It's now Joey Wendell with men at first and second and 2 outs. A similar situation that he faced in the first inning. Wendell with a deep fly out to right after, I believe it was a 9-pitch at bat. That went low for ball 1. Philmeyer really struggling with the control. It's Brandon Lau at second. Hunter Renfroe at first. A good look at the defensive shift. A base hit right up the middle of the defense would score a run. That one outside ball 2. As now 6 straight pitches from Philmeyer have failed to find the zone. As this Rays offense is giving something for the Tampa Bay faithful to cheer about. Here's the 2-0 to Wendell. And that one is shot foul, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That one inside, and it's now 3-1. The DH Jose Martinez awaiting on deck. Maybe a potential bases loaded situation. As that one is popped up, as it flies chased by the right fielder Soler, and he'll be there for the catch. A similar situation for Wendell. He had men at first and second. Flew out to right again, but the Rays put up 4 runs. They're now just 1 run back. 5-4 Royals at the end of 2. After an exciting first couple of innings, Blake Snell comes out to start the third. He'll face the meat of this Royals order. It's Merrifield, Soler, and Dozier. Merrifield 0 for 1. He grounded out to short his first time up. That one in there for strike 1. Blake Snell at the 50 pitch mark now. Believe it or not, he's actually pacing better than the Royal starter, the guy who's pitching with the lead, Heath Philmeyer. We doubt that he would qualify for a win if he would even have the lead. Hard to see him making it through 5 at this rate, as he's now, I believe, to 60 through 2. As that one is popped up, but ran down by the right fielder Meadows, and he's there to retire Merrifield. A fly out to right. And now it's Jorge Soler. Soler 0 for 1 with a fly out to center in the first. Now in the bottom of this third inning, with the Rays down a run, it'll be Jose Martinez, Willie Adames, and Kevin Kiermaier. It's a similar inning that we saw in the second, where we saw a 2-run homer by Kevin Kiermaier to get the scoring started. The Rays tacked on a couple of more runs, and now it's 5-4. An exhilarating game. And we are only in the third inning. A cut and a miss from Soler, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes. The base is empty and 1 out here in the 3rd. And here's the 1-2 from Snell. And he got him to chase again. Jorge Soler strikes out for out number 2. And now it'll be Hunter Dozier in to face Snell. Dozier 1 for 1 with a single. That came in the 1st. He came around to score on a 3-run homer by Ryan O'Hearn. Part of a 5-run first inning for Kansas City. Nothing more disheartening as when you're a baseball team at home and the visitors come in the 1st and put up as many runs as the Royals did, a 5-0 deficit before your offense even touches the field. But the Rays have responded well, as they have tended to do. We haven't seen them respond much mid-game, more between games, but this is the first time we've really seen them come alive. The pitching falters and the offense steps up. That's how you'll win ball games that maybe you're not supposed to win. And here's the 2-2 to Dozier, and that one is in there for strike 3. So Snell picks up a couple of strikeouts here in this inning. His total is now 4. The Rays down a run as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Heath Fillmyer comes out to start a 3rd inning. He'll face the bottom part of the order. Jose Martinez, Adames, and Kiermaier. This pairing teamed up for a 2-run homer in the last inning. It was Martinez working a walk and Kiermaier driving him in on a home run. Fillmyer now at 63 pitches. He's only gotten through 2. And have they not been clean. 4 runs given up. That one popped up by Martinez, and it's the first baseman, O'Hearn, making a diving play to record the out. They're going to say he got it, kept it in the leather. Now that's out number 1. A pop-up to the catcher, I suppose, is what you would call that. And with 1 away and the base is clear, it's the shortstop, Willy Adames. Adames flew out in the 2nd inning. That was his first try against Fillmyer. That one high for ball 1. Couple of relievers warming up in the visiting bullpen. The righty Hahn and the lefty Skoglund. As the Royals have no shortage of interesting names on the pitching staff. Fillmyer up there, throwing a strike to Adames. We don't have the Royals pitching matchups as they have not released them yet, but we know because of the rotation how the Rays will line up in this series. Snell, of course, starting today. It'll be Tyler Glasnow tomorrow and Yanni Chirinos in the getaway. Well, not quite a getaway. The getaway for the Royals. The Rays will stay put. And then it'll be Yarbrough, Morton, and Snell against the Indians, as that one is popped right up to the center fielder, Phillips. And that'll be out number 2. As now Adames is retired. And now with 2 gone, the base is empty. It's Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier, as we know, 1 for 1 with a homer. A 2-run shot to put the Rays on the board. He's seen Fillmyer well. Perhaps a bit of a missed opportunity here to tack on some more runs against Fillmyer. I know it's only the bottom of the order, but you got to take advantage before this guy gets pulled. But they'll have plenty of time to pick up that 1 run that they're down. It's 5-4 Royals in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the 1-1 to Kiermaier. In there for strike 2. As that one is popped up, chased by the right fielder Soler, and he's under it for out number 3. So a clean 1-2-3 inning for Heath Fillmyer as he's got his Royals up a run. It's 5-4 at the end of 3. The catcher Salvador Perez will get things started for the Royals here in the 4th. Blake Snell comes out to start a 4th inning. It'll be Salvador Perez, Ryan O'Hearn, and Alex Gordon. Cut and a miss, and it's 1-1. The catcher fouls it back, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. A righty and 2 lefties as well to face Snell here in the 4th. Perez the 1 righties. That one is popped straight up, chased by the center fielder Kiermaier, and he gets there in time to get the first down. Perez retired for the 2nd time. And now with 1 out and the bases empty, it's Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn hit a home run off of Snell. In the 1st inning, it was a 3-run homer that extended the Royals' lead to 5. A couple of home runs got Kansas City on the board. That one well inside, and it's 2-0. Last part of the bottom and the top of the lineup for the Rays that will come up in the home part of this inning. The catcher, Perez, G-Man Choi, and Austin Meadows. So they're going to be down a run, we presume, against Heath Philmeyer. So he's gotten them through 3. A cut and a miss, and Snell picks up his 5th strikeout. As he has looked good after that 1st inning. Now 2 outs in the inning. Gets a little bit of payback against Ryan O'Hearn. And Alex Gordon with the bases clear and 2 outs. Gordon grounded to second his first time up. 71 pitches already for Snell, so maybe at this point pacing maybe for a 5-inning start. That would be a bit strange if he would be in line for the win, if the Rays can put on a couple more runs, as not often do you get a win in 5 innings pitched, giving up 5 runs. But Snell perhaps could be in line for that after, really to his credit, holding this lineup down after that shaky 1st inning. He's got 1 strike left to get, and it's fouled away, and we'll do it again. Lefty on lefty matchup. Here's the 1-2, and it's a called strike 3. Blake Snell picks up his 2nd strikeout of the inning. That's his 6th tonight. The Rays down a run as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Pitching change for the Royals is Jesse Hahn. Hahn in 11 appearances has a 2.03 ERA. Heath Philmeyer will finish with 4 hits, a strikeout, a walk, give up 4 earned runs in 3 innings pitched. He's not in line for a decision as he did not pitch the qualifying 5 innings for a starter to qualify for a win. So a 2nd straight no decision in the books for him, as no matter how this game will shake out. They make a move to the bullpen first. It's now Jesse Hahn to face Michael Perez, G-Man Choi, and Austin Meadows. Perez popped up to the first baseman his first time up in the 2nd. He's now down 0-2 to the righty. They bring on the righty Hahn to face 3 lefties. That's a bit strange, but he gets a 3-pitch strikeout. Perez there. Only 72 pitches thrown by the Royals starter, Philmeyer. As the Rays poured it on against him in the 2nd, just as the Royals had done against Snell in the 1st. And here's G-Man Choi. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He ended up coming around to score on a double from Austin Meadows. Down grounded right to the catcher Perez, and he'll be there to retire Choi. And now there's 2 gone. The Rays offense has cooled down a little bit. It's now Austin Meadows who's 2 for 2. So a good of guy as any to get things picked back up. A single in the 1st, an RBI double in the 2nd. He comes up here in the 4th First third at bat. That one taken outside for ball one. As we are about an hour and a half into this one. As the clock along the concourse reading 8:30. As that one is grounded right to the third baseman, he grounded right into the shift. It was Dozier there to put out Meadows. Another 1-2-3 inning. They've been held hitless in the last two innings. We're through 4. The Rays down a run. Another inning for Blake Snell. They got a couple men warming. It'll be Brett Phillips to lead things off. The bottom part of the order, and then back to the top, it'll be Phillips, Mondesi, and Lopez. Brett Phillips is 0 for 1 with a fly out to left to face the lefty Snell here. "31 balls thrown by Snell. That's contributed to his pitch count, as well as his earned run total. A couple of walks has gotten Snell into some trouble, but his offense has helped him out. They're only down a run here in the 5th. As the Rays really have reset this game after a powerful second inning. That one low and blocked in the dirt by the catcher, and it's 2-2. That one fouled away near the home bullpen, as it was Poche, I believe, and Castillo getting loose. Snell comes on to face a couple lefties as he gets the strikeout there. Phillips, number 7 on the day, as he now, dating back to the last inning, has 3 straight punch-outs. And now as the Royals go back to the top of the order, it's Alberto Mondesi. Mondesi is 0 for 1 with a walk. He thought about going, but held back the wood, and it's 1-0. A cut and a miss by Mondesi, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Snell has really looked good after that first inning. Here's the 1-2, and it's low and inside. Here's the 2-2, and he got a swing and a miss on a pitch well outside. He fooled Mondesi, and now that is the 5th straight strikeout, number 8 on the night, and that's why you leave him out. And that faced the lefty Lopez. Lopez is 1 for 2 with a homer and a strikeout. The best and worst you can do at the plate. Lopez has seen it all here tonight. And he lays down the bunt, but charged by third baseman Wendell. A barehanded pickup and a throw to Choi for a 1-2-3 inning, as Snell has now calmly to this point gotten through 5. As we head to the home 5th, the Rays chasing that 1 run. It's Brandon Lau to get this inning started. A couple lefties warming up for the Royals. Jesse Hahn comes out to start another inning. He pitched a clean 4th. It'll be Brandon Lau, Hunter Renfroe, and Joey Wendell. A chance as any to maybe get that run back and really tie this thing up. That one outside, and it's 2-0. Brandon Lau is 0 for 2, but he reached base on an error. The error allowed a run to come across, but of course won't be a run batted in for the young second baseman. And now the 2-1 to Lau. And it's put in a fair territory. No, that's going to say foul. Got right past the glove of the first baseman, O'Hearn. That Would have been a base hit for Lau, and now it's 2-2. Here's the pitch. And that one is put into play, and that one is going to get down for a base hit. A leaping attempt by Dozier, but it'll be a leadoff single for Brandon Lau as he gets his first proper hit of the night. The first hit allowed by Jesse Hahn, and that'll get things started in this inning. At least we hope. And it's Hunter Renfroe up now, 1-for-1 with a single in the first. That came against Heath Fillmeyer. He's facing another righty. Brandon Lau at first base with no outs. Fouls that first pitch away. A bit surprised Hahn isn't pitching low to Renfroe to try and get a ground ball. He does there, and a cut and a miss makes it 0-2. It'll be Joey Wendell up next. This Rays crowd on its feet roaring. And it's cut and a miss on a pitch low in the dirt. A good block by the catcher, Salvador Perez, and that'll be out number 1. Renfroe goes down swinging. He's retired for the first time tonight. Strikeout number 2 for Hahn. Joey Wendell up now. Wendell is 0-for-2 with 2 flyouts to right. Both look like they had a chance to maybe do something. And also both came with men at first and second with 2 outs. So really, carbon copy at bats of each other. As now, that one looked like it might have been a pitch out. But it's fouled away by Wendell, and it's 0-2. Martinez would bat next. And here's the 0-2 to Wendell. And he puts it on the ground. Picked up by the second baseman, who goes for the only play, the out at first, which he gets. Lau was able to move over to second, so not the worst thing in the world. Hearn was looking for the ground ball, and he got it. And now it's Jose Martinez with the tying run in scoring position. Martinez is 0-for-1, and he's walked. That came in the second. Came around to score in a Kiermaier home run. He's got Brandon Lau at second base with 2 outs. He's only 125 in the year with runners in scoring position. He's only got 2 runs batted in on the season, in fact. Just 1 home run. That one low, and it's 2-0. He was acquired in a trade from the Cardinals. Sent the young prospect Libator to St. Louis. And the Rays picked up a couple of bats. Here's the 2-0. And that one is fouled away. Lau will trot back to second base and will reset things 2-1 to the DH Martinez. Jesse Hahn trying to complete a second inning. Here's the 2-1. And it's fouled away 2-2. The 2-2 from Hahn on its way. And it's put on the ground, and that one is going to get down for a base hit. Brandon Lau will only be able to stay at third base. But that'll put runners on the corners for the shortstop, Willie Adames. So a base hit, but certainly not maybe what the Rays were looking for. It keeps things going nevertheless. Adames taking that first pitch for a strike. Adames is 0-for-2 with a couple of flyouts. 1 to left and 1 to center. It is Brandon Lau, the tying run 90 feet away. Jose Martinez at first. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Rays down 5-4 in the 5th. A cut and a miss by Adames, and now it is 0-2. Jesse Hahn just an out, just a strike away from getting out of this inning, and allowing the Royals to keep the lead through 5. Here's the 0-2 to Adames, and it's outside ball 1. The 1-2. And that one is taken. Adames has even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A calm at bat. Worked by the young shortstop. A chance to tie this baby up. And here's the 2-2. And a cut and a miss will end the inning. A big out that was gotten by Hahn. He gets through 2 innings scoreless. The Royals will take their 5-4 lead through 5. Another pitching move for the Rays is now Diego Castillo. Castillo in 14 appearances, a 3.38 ERA. That will do it for Blake Snell here today. Snell will finish with 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs on 3 hits and a walk. Struck out 8. He's in line for the loss. But he really has pitched well after that first inning. We'll see him again here in this homestand. So hopefully it'll be a little bit better. That one popped up by Whit Merrifield right to the center fielder Kiermaier, and that'll be good for out number 1 of this inning. That'll be Whit Merrifield, Jorge Soler, and Hunter Dozier. And of course, Merrifield retired on the fly out to center. So now it's Jorge Soler, who's 0 for 2. He last struck out in the 3rd. That first pitch is Soler taken for strike 1. As the Rays now go righty after the lefty Snell. Maybe a good move to try and shake things up. It'll be 3 righties to come on and face Castillo, so maybe just a 1-inning appearance. It's only a 1-run game. So Cash maybe, and rightly, going a bit aggressive, I suppose, depending on how long the Castillo outing ends up. As he's got Jorge Soler to chase, picks up his first strikeout. Soler strikes out for the 2nd straight time, and that's good for out number 2. Castillo has looked good. A lot of spin on that slider. Really got Soler to chase, and now it's Hunter Dozier. He is 1 for 2. He singled in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. He came around to score on a 3-run bomb by Ryan O'Hearn. He comes to the plate with the bases empty and 2 outs. The Royals lead 5-4 in the top of the 6th. And the Rays, with the bottom and top of the top part of the 1st, will have a chance to tie things up. It'll be Kevin Kiermaier, Michael Perez, and G-Man Joy, all scheduled to come up in the 6th. We assume Jesse Hahn will be done for the day after giving up a couple of hits. No earned runs for him through 2 innings. And he got him to chase again. Castillo picks up a couple of strikeouts in this inning. Boy, has he looked good. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, the Rays chasing that one nagging run. And it will be Jesse Hahn to stay on. As see the replay of Kevin Kiermaier there. He got the scoring started tonight with that 2-run shot. That came in the 2nd inning. The Rays added on another 2 runs. And that has brought us where we are now. 5-4 deficit here in the 6th. Kiermaier 1 for 2 with that home run. Is also flat out to right. A cut and a miss has him down 0-1. So Jesse Hahn comes back out. A righty to face presumably 3 lefties. So even though it's bottom of the lineup, a good chance for the Rays maybe to get something started. The 0-2 to Kiermaier is low for ball 1. Jesse Hahn put runners at the corners with 2 outs, but got out of it. As the deeper this game goes, you get that terrible feeling in your gut that one run might make the difference. As that one low and blocked in the dirt, and it's 2-2. But of course, another home run by Kiermaier would tie things up. Here's the 2-2, and it's outside for ball 3. So boy, some good takes by Kiermaier in this at bat. He's been real patient. And see the fans in the stands with their cowbells. It's a packed Friday night here in Tropicana Field. And that payoff to Kiermaier was fouled away. 36 pitches for Hahn. He starts the 3rd inning. A bulk appearance for him. And now that one outside for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to the speedy Kiermaier. And you already know he's going to be a threat on the base path. The first walk allowed by Hahn. And I can guarantee you he will come to regret that decision. As they got a couple of righties warming up in the pen. But it's all lefties from here, really. 4 straight. It's Michael Perez up now. He's 0 for 2. He last struck out in the 4th. He's got Kiermaier at first with 2 outs. Perez showing bunt, and he puts it down. Kiermaier headed for second, and the throw there, and that one will, there will be no outs. The Royals get greedy and go for the lead runner. They do not get it. A bunt will result in a fielder's choice for Perez as he will reach base. A beautiful bunt laid down. Ryan O'Hearn going for Kiermaier, but of course Kiermaier getting a good lead is safe and no play at first. And now runners at first and second with no outs for the leadoff man, Ji-Man Choi. And boy, do you like where this inning is headed. Ji-Man Choi is 1 for 3 with a single in the second. As out first when pitch is popped up. The left fielder Gordon goes back. He'll make the catch. Kiermaier will not tag. So the runners will stay at second and third. The third baseman Dozier had to come off the bag, but it won't matter. So an anticlimactic out for Ji-Man Choi as he flies out to right. Or left, I should say. And now it's Austin Meadows here in the sixth. Meadows is 2 for 3. A single and a double. He's knocked in a run. And a swing and a miss. And Kiermaier's going to go for third. And he's safe. Perez going as well. As now runners at second and third. As Kiermaier, the first time we've seen a Rays runner steal third this season. As I said, as soon as he walked him, I knew Kiermaier would be a threat. He steals a base there. And now a chance for the Rays to knock in the go-ahead run. He's standing at second. It's Kiermaier at third. Perez at second. And with one out, at the very least, a pop fly would tie this bad boy up. And a guy that you like at the plate in Austin Meadows, the lefty against the righty Han, has really, I guess, been hung out to dry. And here's the 1-1. Inside ball 2. Of course, the pitcher Han pitching around Meadows. It'll be Brandon Lau up next, though. And a high pitch called, and it's fouled away by Meadows. So now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rays down a run, but they could change things in a hurry. Here's the 2-2, and that one absolutely laid down the heart of the plate. Meadows goes down to a knee to take a whack at it, and it's fouled. So the count will stay at 2-2. Han sets and deals. And he got the cut and a miss. Boy, is that a big out. He got Meadows to chase. Uncharacteristic of him to do that. Han picks up his 4th strikeout. Boy, does that feel like a huge out. And now it's Brandon Lau at the plate. Brandon Lau is 1 for 2 with a single and has walked. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Rays down a run. No sacrifice in play anymore, but it's Kiermaier at second and Michael Perez. Kiermaier at third and Michael Perez at second. The pitcher Han comes out to try and finish out a third inning. Here's the 1-0 to Lau, and a tie for ball 2. Lau was just 136 on the season with runners in scoring position and got a chance to knock in 2 and take the lead. As that one is popped up, but it looks like it's going to go foul, it will. Behind the home bullpen. And the count 2 balls and a strike. A righty on lefty matchup. The 2-1. And that one is put on the ground. Picked up by the shortstop Mondesi. And he will get the out at first. So the Rays put men at second and third with only an out. And Jesse Han gets out of it. At the end of 6, it's 5-4 Royals. Another pitching move for the Rays is Colin Poche in 14 appearances, a 1.76 ERA. He's the 3rd pitcher out. Castillo finishes with a clean inning, gives up no runs. Picked up a couple of strikeouts, so Poche comes in to face the bottom part of the order. 3 lefties, in fact. The lefty Salvador Perez up here, the lefty O'Hearn, and the lefty Gordon. As now the Rays down to their final 9 outs. They've had so many chances to pick up that 5th run and have not brought him in to score. Want to know the count to the catcher Salvador Perez. That one low for ball 1. And now when it's put into play, it's going to get down for a base hit. It'll probably be 2 as it rolls down to the wall. The lumbering catcher Perez will get there. It's a leadoff double allowed by Poche. And after throwing 2 balls That is not what you want to see. Third double of the year for Perez as he gets on base for the first time. Boucher gives up a hit to the first batter he sees. He's going to have a couple more chances. It's another lefty behind Phillips, so Boucher will have a chance to get matchups that he likes. We thought they'd be probably easy outs, but the catcher Perez getting a double. O'Hearn is at the plate now. He's 120 in the year with runners in scoring position. Boucher is going to have to look good to get out of this without giving up any runs. You know, the Royals would love to extend this one-run lead. The Rays have threatened at it multiple times, but just have not got that one stinking run across the plate. I know you, every Rays fan at home in the stands, would be as sick in my stomach as well as I would be if this score holds. Now one fouled back and it'll stay 1-2. One of the best games we have really seen all year. A lot of intrigue factor. Not something we were expecting in a home stand opener against the Royals of all teams. That one is put in a play and it's going to get down for a base hit. It looks like Perez will stay at third. He will. But now back-to-back hits given to Boucher. He's going to have to face another batter because of the 3-batter minimum rule. But you really don't like where this thing is headed. A base hit for Ryan O'Hearn, his second of the day. And now it's runners at the corners with no outs. Really, at this point, a good chance that one run will cross the plate. Even a double play ball by Gordon would drive in a run. Gordon is 368 with runners in scoring position. He was the final out in a World Series against Madison Bumgarner. That play comes to mind for most baseball fans when you mention Alex Gordon's name, as the Royals had that terrific run where they went to the World Series a couple of times and won a World Series in 2015 against the New York Mets. They have since found the doldrums of the American League where they're trying to get back out of it. They've got some pieces to build around, and in a weaker division, generally speaking, in the American League Central, they've got the ability to do it. They're only 5 games back of first as we're in late April. The 2-1 to Gordon is outside, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Colin Boucher has typically been so good, especially against lefties. But he's got no outs here in the 7th. Here's a 3-1, and it's taken for strike 2. A strikeout, the best thing for Boucher, because any kind of ground ball or flyout will likely drive in a run. So you get a strikeout here. And then a ground ball could get you out of this inning without giving up any runs, but Boucher's got a lot of work to do. Alex Gordon by no means is an easy out, although he is 0 for 2 tonight. And here's the payoff. Fouled away. The payoff. And that one is put into play. Looks like it's going to get down for a base hit. And a diving play by Kiermaier, but a runner will tag up from third and score. As now a bad pitch from Kiermaier is out of play. As that will put a runner at third base. So now a really crazy play to try and unpack is now Brett Phillips at the plate. That one fouled back. So it was a pop-up, really, in shallow center, chased by Kiermaier. He makes a head first dive at it and catches it. And the runner from third, Salvador Perez, tags up easily and scores. Makes the Royals lead 2. But then Kiermaier throws back to first base to try and hold down Ryan O'Hearn, and it goes out of play. So O'Hearn, by rule, advances to third, as that pop-up may very well drive in another run, and it will. The Royals' lead is now 3. They lead now 7-4 after another sacrifice fly. 2 straight. And now we go back to the top of the order where the base is clear. It's Alberto Mondesi He's 0 for 2 with a walk. He bats here in the 7th. And he tries to put down the bunt. Can't make contact with it. It's strike 1. For the Rays in the bottom of this inning, after the stretch, it'll be Brandon Lau, Hunter Renfroe, and Joey Wendell, as they will now be down 3 runs. 2 earned runs given up by Poche. Not his finest moment. As the cut and a miss will end the inning. He gets the strikeout of Mondesi, but he does give up a couple of runs. The Rays now trail 3 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Now finally a pitching move for the Royals. Kevin McCarthy, in 8 appearances, a 1.59 ERA. He comes in to lock the Rays down. The Rays spent so much time trying to chase down a single run. Well, now that lead has now tripled. It's now a 3-run deficit they're going to have to come back from, but a good chance to do it. As it'll be Hunter Renfroe, Joey Wendell, and Jose Martinez here in the 7th. Hunter Renfroe is 1 for 2 and is walked. Jesse Hahn will finish with a hold credited to his name. 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, and a walk over 3 innings pitched. Did not give up a single run, although he got in multiple jams. Runners at the corners with an out, and runners at second and third with 1 out. He got out of both of those without giving up a single run. As now it's 7-4 Kansas City. The Rays with 9 outs left to work with. They're now 3, and a cut and a miss from Renfroe makes it 2-2. That one put on the ground and picked up by the shortstop Mondesi, and his throw will be in time to put away Renfroe. He grounds 6-3. And that'll be Joey Wendell, who's 0 for 3. After a 4-hit day yesterday's, come back down to earth. He's faced all righties, though. So something that Kevin Catcher was hoping would be a good chance for him to continue his hitting ways. He comes to the plate here with the bases empty and 1 out after that ground ball by Renfroe. The Rays, they're 4 games back of 500. They responded to another 6-game losing streak by winning 3 straight in Houston to try and get things back on track. This homestand will close out the month of April and make way for a crucial month of May where they will face all 4 American League East rivals, really in a 2-week span. As that one is put in a play but fouled down near the home bullpen, and the count to Wendell is full. And now the payoff, and that one is popped up. It's the second baseman Merrifield underneath it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. But the base is clear, and 2 outs. It's now the DH Jose Martinez. Martinez is 1 for 2, a single in the 5th, and walked in the 2nd. That one in there for strike 1. McCarthy has looked good in this inning, gotten 2 easy outs. And that one is popped up. Chased by the center fielder Phillips, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. The Rays now down to their final 6 outs. They're down 3. Another pitching move for the Rays is now the righty Oliver Drake. In 16 appearances, a 9 ERA. He's the 5th pitcher on tonight. Poche finishes with an inning pitch, gives up 2 earned runs. Alvarado and Fairbanks getting loose as well. This inning will get started by Nicky Lopez. He had a 2-run homer in the first, but that's been it for him. Comes to the plate here in the 8th. It'll be Lopez, Merrifield, and Soler. As with 3 righties, with the lefty Lopez and then a couple of righties after that makes sense. To go to a righties, that ball's put on the ground right to the second baseman Lau. He'll make the throw to Choi to retire Lopez. Out number 1, and now it'll be Whit Merrifield. Merrifield is 0 for 3. Led the league in hits last year, and led the league, I believe, in stolen bases a couple of years prior. Whit Merrifield has, so certainly a player that is good offensively. 13,000 just about the attendance announced here on this Friday night. The Rays usually tended to draw pretty well on Friday nights, as we have a weekend series coming up. The Devil Rays jerseys tomorrow, and the Columbia Blues on Sunday afternoon. A weekend series with these Royals. An interesting game 1. Now the Royals look to run away with it. A 5-run first. The Rays almost got things tightened up with a 4-run second, made it 5-4. And they were chasing that 1 run ever since. They couldn't get it, and then since then they gave up another 2. They're going to have 6 outs left. You know, the Rays are never out. That one low and blocked in the dirt, and it's 2-2 to Merrifield. It'll be Soler up next. That one swung on and missed. Strike. That's the second out of the inning there. That time a strikeout of Merrifield. And now with 2 outs and the bases clear, Jorge Soler. The Royal Slugger is 0 for 3 in this one with 2 strikeouts. We'll face the righty Drake here. That one taken for ball 1. Bottom part of the order for the Rays here in the 8th. It'll be Willie Adames, Kevin Kiermaier, and Michael Perez, all lefties. Kevin McCarthy, the last pitcher on for the Royals, is a righty, so maybe a pitching move. That one grounded right to third baseman Wendell. He'll straighten and throw. A 1-2-3 inning for Oliver Drake, as he will give the Rays a chance. 6 outs, 3 runs as we head to the bottom of the 8th. It will be Tim Hill out next. In 5 appearances, a 3.38 ERA. He's 3 for 3 in save opportunities. So maybe a potential for a 6-out save. Not quite sure what the Royals are thinking, but he'll face Willie Adames first. The side-winding lefty pitches to the righty Adames. It's the righty Adames here, the lefty Kiermaier, and the lefty Perez. That one is fouled away. So just based on matchups alone, a guy like this might be the best chance for the Rays if they can get Adames on. But if they can't, it might be a little more difficult. Kevin McCarthy gave the Royals a scoreless 7th. He'll be credited with a hold, as will Jesse Hahn, if you're keeping track at home. That one fouled away by Adames, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7, 8, 9, the hitters for the Rays. The 2-2 is well high. That one really crept up. Man, that ball has some movement. And you can see why the Royals pitcher is 3 for 3 in saves. He's got a full count to Adames, though, and the payoff is fouled away. Really hard to get a read on where the pitch is headed, even the fastball, because the submarine motion has a ton of movement on it. Adames has worked a full count, and that one is put on the ground right to the third baseman, and he'll throw to first to retire Adames. The third baseman Dozier there in the putout. Now there's 1 away. 5 outs left to get for the Royals. It's now Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier 1 for 2 with a homer and has walked. Face the side-winding lefty here. And then for good measure at the top, the 1-2-3 hitters for the Rays are all lefties as well. It's a very good chance we're going to be getting quite accustomed with Tim Hill here in the next couple of innings. That pitch is high to Kiermaier, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 is fouled away for strike 1. That one called low, ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1 from Hill, and it's fouled away. Another full count. Remember, after Snell today, as he's in line for the loss, it'll be Tyler Glasnow tomorrow. Glasnow, I believe, in his last start, I think, was 3 or 4 innings versus the Astros. He's looking to bounce back. As that one is popped up, the center fielder Phillips will go back, but will make the catch for out number 2. As now there's just 4 outs left to get for Kansas City. A fly out to center. Kiermaier brings up the catcher, Michael Perez. Perez is 0 for 3. Reached base on a fielder's choice in the 6th. That was a play where Kiermaier walked, and then Perez puts down a bunt. And they don't get any outs. But in typical Rays fashion here tonight, doesn't matter, as neither of them come around to score anyway. After a 4-run second, the bats have been silenced. Good relief pitching for Kansas City here. A 3-inning hold for Jesse Hahn. He's really been the story. A 1-inning hold by Kevin McCarthy, and now most likely a 2-inning save for Tim Hill. That one is high for ball 3. G-Man Choi's getting ready on deck. So he may very well have to come to the plate here in the 8th. And the 3-0 to Perez is taken for strike 1. I mean, maybe a guy like Austin Meadows could put a bat on the baseball, or perhaps Hunter Renfroe, but these Tim Hill pitches are so hard to see. As that one, he laid off on the speed there and fools the catcher Perez. Another full count. Another 3-2. Here's the payoff. And it's outside for ball 4. So the Rays will get a base runner, maybe even just to try and chase Tim Hill and jack up his pitch count. Another full count, and he'll walk Perez as he reaches base proper for the first time tonight. And now it's G-Man Choi to the plate. He is 1 for 4 with a single in the 2nd inning. Comes to the plate with a man on and 2 outs. He takes that first pitch for strike 1. On the top of the 9th for Kansas City, it'll be Hunter Dozier, Salvador Perez, and Ryan O'Hearn. That one taken outside, and it is a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1 to Choi, and that one is fouled away. Austin Meadows would bat next, but Tim Hill's a strike away from getting out of this 8th. The Rays down to their final 4 outs. Here's the 1-2 to Choi. High for ball 2. With 2 outs in the 8th, it's Michael Perez, the catcher, on first. He worked a walk, and here's the 2-2 to Choi. And he got him to chase outside. That will retire the side. The Rays down to their final 3 outs are down 3. Top of the 9th next. Peter Fairbanks out for the Rays in 11 appearances, a 4.82 ERA. He's the 5th man out for Tampa Bay. Oliver Drake had a clean 1 inning of baseball. And now the righty Fairbanks comes on to face a couple of righties and a lefty. Hunter Dozier to get things started. It'll be Dozier, Perez, and O'Hearn. The 0-1 is high, and the count even at a ball and a strike. That pass ball by Fairbanks in there at 98. As we've seen him late in ball games quite a bit. In this a situation similar to this. 3-run deficit. A cut and a miss. And it's 1-2. Dozier is 1 for 3 with a single and a couple of strikeouts. Now I know you're all wondering, in the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Austin Meadows, Brandon Lau, and Hunter Renfroe. So the bright side is the best 3 hitters in the lineup, at least back-to-back-to-back, will come to the plate in the crucial ninth inning. That one is fouled away. And really the question is, will it be Tim Hill? He faced 4 batters, but his pitch count was over 20 as he exited. But they bring him out for a 6-out save. Who knows? The sidewinding lefty, that's the last guy really I would say the Rays would want to see. And it is 2 lefties and a righty as Fairbanks gets the strikeout of Dozier there. And that'll get an out here in the top of the ninth.
The catcher, number 13, Salvador Perez.
The catcher, Salvador Perez, up now. Perez is 1 for 3 with a double in the 6th. He's come around to score twice. His first one was on a wild pitch where he was driven in by Ryan O'Hearn on a home run, as that one has popped up. And the catcher, Michael Perez, is under for out number 2. So now Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. O'Hearn is 2 for 3, a home run and a single. 3 RBIs here for him on the night. He comes to the plate with the bases clear and 2 outs. Peter Fairbanks just trying to take the Rays to the home ninth. See if they can come back. That one low, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 from Fairbanks is inside ball 3. So he's in threat of losing the lefty O'Hearn. It would be the lefty Alex Gordon up next. And you think maybe Cash would maybe be aggressive and bring on a lefty. I'm not sure who they would have. That one is low for ball 4, and O'Hearn will walk. At this point, even bringing Jose Alvarado just to get an out. As really any more runs that come across just makes the odds that much slimmer of coming back for a 4th straight win. As the Rays really need to consistently start tying some wins together if they want to make a serious run at first place. Now they're just 6 games back, but it's not going to get any easier in the month of May. The 0-2 is outside for ball 1. A man at first, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside ball 2. It's O'Hearn at first. He walked in 4 pitches against Fairbanks. And now the 2-2 pitch is low and outside for ball 3. So now full count. And another lefty warming on deck. You got to think this would probably be the last batter Fairbanks would face. And he'll walk a second straight man. That'll put a man in scoring position. A walk to Alex Gordon. And no, they will let Fairbanks face Phillips. Phillips is 0 for 3. He last flew out to center in the 6th. He's got a couple of men on with 2 outs. He's 176 on the season with runners at scoring position. It's O'Hearn at second and Alex Gordon at first. Royals with a 3-run lead here in the 9th. As that one is put on the ground, right to Lau, and he'll get the force at second for out number 3. That will end the inning. The Rays down to their final 3 outs. They have 3 runs left to get, but it'll be the top of the lineup when we come back. Pitching change for the Royals. Scott Barlow out now in 4 appearances, 1 for 1 in saves as he has 2.70 ERA. Leading off this inning is Austin Meadows. He's 2 for 4 with a single and an RBI double. Here's the first pitch to him from the righty, as that one is fouled away. And is Barlow to try and finish things off for Kansas City. It'll be Austin Meadows, Brandon Lau, and Hunter Renfroe. The Rays with one final chance. But Meadows is down quickly, 0-2. And now the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. That's a big out. He got Austin Meadows. The strikeout here in the 9th, and now there's 1 away. It's now Brandon Lau to the plate, another lefty. That one taken for strike 1. Brandon Lau is 1 for 4 with a single in the 5th. Bats here in the 9th. Rays needing 3. They've been down 5-4 since the 2nd inning. Colin Poche gave up a couple of runs. That's really been the story here today. Blake Snell is in line for the loss. As far as my score sheet reads, no one in line for the win for Kansas City, but a save situation for Scott Barlow. And now the 1-2. And that one is popped up. Chased by the first baseman O'Hearn, and he's there to bring the Rays down to their final out. It will be Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe tonight, he's 1 for 3 with a walk. Single came in the 1st, the walk in the 2nd. So he's reached base a couple of times, but no times recently. A righty-on-righty matchup. That pitch in there for strike 1. This is the first game of a 3-game set against the Royals. The Royals threatening to take game 1, and they are now 1 strike away. No balls, 2 strikes. They count to Renfroe. The pitch is swung on and missed. Scott Barlow picked up his 2nd save. The Royals advance to 12-13. The Rays snap a 3-game winning streak and drop to 11-16. The Royals win by a score of 7-4. Blake Snell will take the loss. Scott Barlow gets the save. No winner for the Royals. We will see you tomorrow with Tyler Glasnow on the mound and a chance for the Rays to get back in the winners column.
Our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Kansas City Royals. 7 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. They left 2 men on base. For the Rays, 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. They left 9 runners on base.